Hey guys, it's Evil Professor. We are going to be looking at Spider-Man from the Fiercest Foe Battle Cards wave line of figures. So we just have a quick look at the packaging here. So we got PD in there, some kind of weird web thing. He is Super-Poseable Spider-Man. Got a big picture of Spider-Man up here on the top. They almost always seem to be in that pose where the leap with the webbing, I guess, so we don't forget. It's for ages 4+. I guess I can play with this thing without seriously harming myself or anyone else around me. So I guess this is what the figure is going to be when we get him out of the packaging. Look at Spider-Man. With suits for any mission, Spider-Man is ready to battle his fiercest foes, no matter where they hide. So we can see some other pictures. Oh, here we got Spider-Man and Venom with what looks like they're game cards. We'll have a look at those in a little bit, because Lord knows we need another game card to collect. And here we've got some of the other figures that are in the set. So it's some other Spider-Man. I can't really tell what it is. It looks like the black costume. A Green Goblin, another Spider-Man, and a wetsuit Spider-Man because he goes underwater so often. But that's Spider-Man in his package. We're going to open this up in a few minutes. Well, I'm going to open it up in a few minutes. You probably won't notice a difference. And then we will have a look at Spider-Man and those little cards that he's got in there. Hey guys, back in a minute. We're back. We are looking at Super-Poseable Spider-Man from the Fiercest Foes wave of Spider-Man figures, the one that comes with the little card game. So we're going to look at Spider-Man himself. I've got in a dynamic pose here, shooting his webs or something. So we can have a look at this figure. The mold is not too bad. It's pretty well detailed. You can see all the different musculature there. The only thing I really dislike about it is that if we're seeing a profile, he hunches over right here at the shoulders. And maybe that's on purpose. That way he can have the kind of the, I don't know, we'll say the bug look where he's kind of craning his head and doing stuff. But I gotta say it's mildly annoying that you can't just stand him up straight. In terms of posability, well, his head moves all the way around. It's on a ball joint. That's nice. Shoulders are kind of the same thing. They've got the ball joint there and we can move these around. Joints are really, really tight on this figure, which is kind of nice. The elbow, back and forth, and it can rotate all the way around as well. And the wrist can turn over. The other hand is going to be the same. Now, in the torso, we have the movement a little bit up and down, and then we can rotate up closer towards, I guess we'll say rib level, solar plexus level, instead of at the waist. Kind of drives me crazy that he doesn't move at the waist. But that's okay. Hips are on ball joints, so we can move the legs all the way around. Somewhere in there we should be able to do, if I can adjust this. There we go, move the leg up and down. The knee, there's one joint there for the knee. Well, sorry, to make it bend back and forth, and then it can rotate around as well. Then the ankle, we can turn all the way around, and then we can move it up and down a little bit. The other leg is going to be the same way. In terms of color scheme, I mean, it's you know, the classic looking Spider-Man. There's not going to be too much we're going to do about that, but to be honest, I don't really like the red. Maybe it's a little bit hard to see here on camera, but it's not, it's a little lighter, I guess, than what I would expect from Spider-Man. It's almost going to be almost pink, not quite. What else do I want to tell you about this? Well, first of all, I find this figure is relatively difficult to stand up. It's very soft plastic, and maybe it's just the way the hip joints are. Oh, I'm a liar. There he goes. There we go. We can stand him up. Maybe I just excelled at it all of a sudden. It's a very soft plastic. If you look at this, we can bend the leg sideways pretty far, which actually I suppose would make it a little bit easier to stand up. And it's probably more difficult for me to break this way. The head itself, I'll take a look at that. I don't know if you can see it there on the camera, but the web lines are actually ridged, that you can feel the texture there. It almost looks like there's almost too many lines. Maybe that's because I've been watching Spectacular Spider-Man recently, where they really minimize the amount of lines on him. And again, the fact that his head just kind of hunches over drives me crazy. I'm not fond of the eyes either. I don't know. It's kind of like school kids' drawing of Spider-Man or something. Okay. So what else did this figure come with? See, I said he was hard to stand up, and there he goes again. Okay. It comes with this large web thing. I don't really know what this is supposed to be honest with you, besides obviously it's a large web bit. If you can see there, if we can focus, it looks like it is supposed to be a handle, something for him to hold on to. Or something, and we can put it in his hand and he can look like he's about to beat the living tar out of someone with it. I'm not really sure what this is going to be good for, so we can get rid of that for now. Look at that. I keep saying it, you can't stand him up, and there he is. Okay. The other part, and this is the part of the collecting bit, I suppose, is that it comes with these cards. Ooh, look at that. It's basically the form of rock, paper, scissors. You would hold your card here, your buddy would hold their card over there like this, and then you'd say, okay, I'm gonna play Spider Sense, and my buddy is gonna play, that won't work, this card. Oh, we both used Spider Sense. And the whole point of this card here is it's got the little red thing in it. Can we see this? So mine comes up as 4, and if I can pick this up, sorry, this comes up as 2, if we can see it there. So it's kind of a way of breaking a tie. It's basically rock, paper, scissors with these cards. Which actually, the picture of Spider-Man and Venom is actually pretty cool. Well, I don't like the tongue. I've always hated that. But otherwise, it's a pretty cool picture. And the back of these, which I only discovered like about 2 minutes ago, they're kind of like puzzle pieces. They'll all form one larger picture, it looks like, when they're done. That's kind of neat. I kind of like how they've done that. Card game, yeah, whatever. This bit, same thing. Oh, we've got how the rules. A bomb beats a Spider Sense beats a fist, and a fist beats, I'm guessing that's a bomb. And then we break a tie with the numbers that are revealed by this thing. So it's just kind of cool to look at Spider-Man in the red focus there. Okay. So, what do I think of this figure overall? Be honest with you, this is kind of one that I would probably pass over. For the figures that are 3.5 to 4 inches, that kind of scale, there's probably better Spider-Man figures out there. I'm not overly thrilled with this one. This is kind of a, hey, I'm bored, I'm in Toys R Us, let's get a Spider-Man figure. If you're a hardcore Spider-Man fan, yeah, you might want to get it. I think for most people you might want to pass. So if I were to give this a totally subjective grade, I'd give this one maybe a C+. It's average. There's nothing too great about it. I'm not overly thrilled. It's gonna probably disappear in a bin somewhere until I decide to get rid of it. But there we have it. It's super-poseable, mildly stand-upable Spider-Man, there we go, from the Fiercest Foes line of action figures. I think a lot of people might be able to pass over this one. But otherwise, thank you very much for hanging out. I'll catch you later. Let's see, there he goes again. Stand. Whatever.